Yes, welcome, welcome. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. We thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us tonight. I am your brother, Brother Ahmed. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, there is no human being that cannot be redeemed. Malcolm X and all the brothers and sisters who have gone to prison found themselves because knowledge entered their hearts and changed their behavior. Every one of our prisoners can experience that change if they are properly taught. Tonight, our show is dedicated to prison reform. But before we get started, I'm blessed to introduce my co-hosts, two hard-working soldiers that inspire me as I inspire them to meet and overcome all obstacles in our path. First, our brother. He is a father, a fighter for the cause of truth, a businessman, entrepreneur. I introduced him last week. He's our new real estate agent and consultant. Contact him if you need to buy rental or commercial properties.
All right.
And residential. Give him a call. He is our brother. Please bring him on with a strong Jock Brothers round of applause. Brother Warithdeenmohammed.
Assalamu alaikum, family. Thank you for the beautiful introduction, Ahmed. Check should clear. Check should clear. Like Ahmed, like my brother said, man, this is a beautiful show we put together. I've been trying to get this show off the ground for months. I heard Student Minister Abdullah speak a while ago, and I thought he was very interesting. Great story. Look, he's taking on a really big challenge, man. Like Brother Ahmed said, we all need a second chance. We all can be reformed. If that's what you plan to do or tend to do with your relatives that's coming off behind bars, this is the show to watch. You're going to get some good information on it. So I thank you for tuning in to the Jock Brothers Presents Let Us Make Man. Thank you, Brother Kawi. I'm sorry. Thank you, Brother Jackie. I got a lot going on. Thank you, Brother Jackie. Ahmed for the introduction. Hope you have a good show.
All right. Let's get it. My next brother, you're not able to see him on the screen. He's another hardworking father, fighter for the cause of truth, businessman, entrepreneur, owner of a waste management company. If you need junk removed or any waste removal, no job is too big or too small. Please give it up for my brother with a strong Jock Brothers round of applause. Our brother, Brother Elijahmuhammad.
Great, Brother Jackie.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Ahmed. Jock Nation. We got a beautiful show for you tonight. We got a beautiful show. Any of our brothers and sisters who are behind the walls of that beast, this is the show to tune in. We want to go ahead and get all the information that you can get, how we can help those brothers and sisters. This is the show. If you have any questions about any of that process, this is the time. Type in your questions. Please send them in, and we'll do our best in getting those questions asked. But look, Jock Nation, we want to continue our initiative. We are asking you for your support for our prison initiative to get the Final Call newspaper behind the enemy walls. We want to reach our brothers and sisters who are in the belly of the beast and get that Final Call newspaper to them. We are asking you to donate to that cause. If you see our Cash App, $ Jock Bros, $ Jock Bros to that initiative. And if you have anyone that you would like to get the Final Call to, please contact us at jockbrothersviewers@gmail.com. jockbrothersviewers@gmail.com. Give us all of their information, and we will get them the Final Call newspaper as our brothers and sisters are donating to that #1 program, the Final Call, the baddest, boldest, the only black-owned newspaper that is worldwide. So we thank you all, Jock Nation, for those who have given, for those who wanted to give, and for those who are going to give in the future. We thank you. Back to you, Ahmed.
Thank you, bro. Now, Also, before we get this started, we are blessed and humbled to have joined with us tonight one of our powerful, strong, as I say, young ministers, born out of the great city of Alabama, Birmingham. He is the Southern Regional Prison Minister of the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. Please bring him on with a strong round of applause. He took time out of his busy schedule to join us tonight and aid us in this message. Our brother James.Muhammad.
All praise is due to Allah. All praise is due to Allah. I want to thank you, brothers, for inviting me on. I think I've been invited, been trying to get on for some time now. I'm eager to hear from our main presenter when he comes on. I thank you, brothers. I'm looking forward to answering as many questions as I can answer with Allah's guidance, permission, or even just be a vessel so that he can answer these questions. And our people, these are the ones that we need to help them with, and we need to get them the word of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because they're in a dangerous hour right now with laws that are pertaining to them as this war begins. So I want to thank you, brothers. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam. Now let's get started. We have a guest speaker that's coming on. He should be arriving shortly. Then I'll introduce him at that time. But we're going to start our conversation in dealing with this prison ministry with our brother James, brother Kawi, and brother Jackie. Brother James, with this prison ministry initiative, there are over 122 prisons, 3,100 jails, 3,000 county jails, juvenile institutions, military, psychiatric facilities, housing over 500,000 Black and brown of our brothers and sisters in the U.S. alone. What impact do you believe this prison ministry that we have will have on our brothers and sisters in these institutions?
Well, it's not about will have, it's what is happening. I've seen us as go in, I speak for myself and those that have gone in with me in the southern region, give them life, give them hope, give them something real and tangible to hold on to. The Nation of Islam prison ministry, man, right now we don't have an equal when it comes to going in and giving our people something to reform them.
Okay.
When you're talking about a word, I think it's in the book of Revelations where it talks about the most powerful thing is the word. And we know what John said about the word becoming flesh. And that's what we take in there. We take a real word, not no spooky thing, not something out of space or even lie to them. We tell them the truth. And by making them aware that God is a man and bringing them into reality and helping them understand their circumstance, this is not a dream. This is not even really a nightmare. This is just reality from what your own hands have done. And there's a price we have to pay for that. But you do have to understand that the Most Honorable Elijahmuhammad told us that Master Father Muhammad came to destroy their system.
Right.
The man and the system. So by getting rid of the man, you get rid of the mind out of which the system came. So don't give too much to this. I talked to a brother today, he's 20, young brother in his 20s, and he was like, man, they gave me life for that. I said, oh, man, you be home in a couple of months probably. You just got to understand what's going on in the world and what's going on around you, because this word has healed our people. Not only do Muslims come out to our meetings, but more Christians come out to our meeting, naturally, because most of our people don't think that they are Muslims. But all the communities come out to hear what the Nation of Islam got to say. That's the power of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan behind bars in these little country cities where they put prisons at. In these little country towns on dark roads with no red lights or anything. And all of a sudden there's a prison that pop up out of nowhere with 2 3,000 people in it, 1,500 people in it, 1,200 people in it, and it's overcrowded at that. With 1,200 people, the prison more like it was built for 600.
Right.
Now imagine stuffing another 600 in there. You need the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijahmuhammad to survive an environment like that. So I put this up against anything and anyone in every environment that we went into and they've invited us in. As I close that point, is the brothers, when they bring us in, they put 2 or 3 other pastors up there. Whenever the Nation of Islam speak, most everybody get up and walk out because they don't want to hear what nobody else got to say. I'm not saying that in a negative sense. I'm saying that when you hear the words of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that came directly from God, what other words can you hear?
That's right.
That just is.
So you saying they say that again? I missed that part, man. Or maybe I just didn't understand. You say when the other ministers going out from the different sects, they kind of hear what the Nation of Islam have to say?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And why do you think you have such a resonance with them, man? Why you think the word, when you go in there, resonate with them so well versus I guess with the other religions?
Well, one of the things that when I first started doing the prison ministry, like almost 21 years ago now, Brother Abdullah taught us the thing that we teach is self-improvement. That's number one. That's the base of whatever we do in the prison is self-improvement. So all of my language is self-improvement, how to be better, how to do better. If you want to be better, how do you better yourself in an environment like this? If you can master yourself in an environment like this, you can pretty much be a god when you come home. This is the darkest environment that you'll ever be in. And if you can control your appetite here, and we have a program to teach them how to control their appetite. When we teach the self-improvement, that's the key. It's the self-improvement, the study guides, the basis for community development,
right,
along with the restrictive laws is our success at any time. Books like that. We just come off of Ramadan. I ran in here. We did a Ramadan today at Donaldson Correctional Facility, which used to be known as West Jefferson Correctional Facility. And we talked about Ramadan and the power of Ramadan and how you can make or break a habit in less than 30 days. And we had 30 days to break a habit. So some people said they hadn't even smoked a cigarette since Ramadan. They haven't went back to doing the other things that take place in prison since Ramadan, because Ramadan comes with a discipline.
Right.
The first thing anybody know about us is discipline. And when we go in there with that discipline and they see men standing up at attention with their chests out, shoulders back, and head up, and not fearing the censor of any censor and loving Allah. See, that make other men join on, because no man want to be other than himself. No man wants to be other than himself. Circumstances may have put him in that condition or situation, but no man really wants that. There are definitely some stories or things that we can definitely give you examples of, but I don't want to speak over what you're asking me.
Yes, sir. You fine, brother. But when a young man enters the facility or prison, so he's coming out of the community. Sometimes going to jail is, in some areas, a badge of honor. I'm coming in to get my stripes, to get my props. And then I fall into the rules of the prison, the rules of the gangs or whatever's going on. How do you get them to adapt now to change that and step away from the things that they're somehow maybe even grew up in and now experiencing in the prison, and they've adopted a clique and friends, a whole group, a new family, to step away from that? How do you deal with that?
Well, that's mostly Allah's doing. That's not our doing. That's just Allah's doing. Because when you're in darkness, you know, we've been taught that there are some stars you see and some stars you don't see. Some stars you see every 30,000 years. Some stars you only see every 10,000, 50,000 years. So why is that? Because the darkness of the universe moves it and hides it in darkness. Why is moving it around? The darkness of prison is just that. Just the darkness. So people, when they leave out of the streets from shooting and whatever they think that they're doing, they want to go to prison and get their stripes, they find out immediately this ain't the streets. It's real right here. This is, you know, there's a prison in Alabama. They shut down called Draper Correctional Facility. But we knew it as the guerrilla training camp because they would just literally go in there and go in the back of the dorm and just fight till somebody black out and they stomp them out. That was like something when you can stomp out somebody. They use other language, but you want to stomp out somebody, and they be walking around saying it. I want to stomp out somebody. And you will see people that thought they was getting their stripes standing there in the corner, like, man, I got to get out of here. These crazy. Oh no, this is what you came in here for. You thought this was gonna be easy, and then before you know it, that fear they get by going into prison, it forces them to come over because they're looking for a light. They don't want to be like that. They don't want to go home like that. They want to live. And they see that these folks in here that done gave up God and gave up life, stomping out people for fun on a day-to-day basis. So when they left the streets thinking that they were getting their stripes, man, they run into 5%ers, they run into Sunni, and then before you know it, they're in the Nation of Islam with a bow tie on, standing at attention, reciting, writing their letter to Chicago. Talking about, man, there's nothing that can compare to the study guides and the teachings of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan from the Most Honorable Elijahmuhammad. Nowhere in America is that possible.
Brother James, I'm wondering, like, do any of the prisons that you have attended, do they offer any type of rehabilitation? Do you see any type of rehabilitation going on in the prison, or is it just a housing complex?
Well, there is rehabilitation taking place. That's why it's called the Department of Corrections. There's a department that is for corrections. Every state got one, the DOC or GDOC, Georgia Department of Corrections, ADOC, which is just Alabama Department of Corrections that's stamped on their uniform. The department is for corrections. So if you go in there for drugs, how do you qualify for parole? You have to take maybe 8 months of anger management class. You have to take maybe 8 months of drug rehab. You might have to take 8 months of mental wellness. You may have to take 8 months of something else. You may have to get your GED. So mostly when brothers come out, our people don't realize they done took a lot of classes, a lot of courses just to qualify for parole. People, you know, if you ain't trying to qualify for parole, they deny you every time. So if a brother said he made parole, that means he took anger management classes, drug rehab, drug management programs. He took some type of business class to help him start preparing to go home. Some of them get GEDs when they're in there. A lot of them get their degrees from different schools and universities that teach at the camp. So look, I don't want to say nothing else, man. I just see my brother just showed up on the screen. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm done. That brother Abdullah answer the rest of that.
So, bro.
Assalamu alaikum.
You're gonna introduce him up.
Let me introduce our guest tonight. Our guest is a national prison reform director.
No.
Minister Louis Farrakhan in the Nation of Islam. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan stated he possesses the spirit of Allah and is a born teacher, minister, captain, lieutenant, investigator, and warrior. Everything we need, all rolled up in one man. He's a native of Chicago, Illinois. His spirit of activism was ignited when he experienced personal injustice while protesting injustices against his people. After various encounters with the law enforcement, he was sentenced and incarcerated for 5 years. It was then during his incarceration that he met Brother Leotis X. Beasley. This event proved to be the turning point of his life. Soon after, he became a student minister and study group coordinator. Upon his release, he joined the Nation of Islam and was assigned various posts. In 1990, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan commissioned him as his NOI Student National Prison Reform Minister. He has lectured at numerous prisons, colleges, and NOI mosques in America and England. A popular speaker amongst the youth and those incarcerated, he serves as a motivator, disciplinarian, and helper of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in transforming the lives of formerly troubled persons into productive and respectful ones. That's called prison reform, and that's called really reform. Please help us welcome, with Jock Brothers, round of applause, the National Prison Reform Director of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, Student Minister Muhammadali.
Top soldier.
Well, I want to thank you. I don't know the three names. I know I want to thank Brother Kawi, Brother Ahmed, and the third brother,
Brother Jackie.
Brother Jackie, for inviting me on to the show. And I want to thank Brother James for his work and assisting you all in getting in touch with me. And right now, I'm stuck right now, man. You got to just start asking me some questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, first of all, I mentioned earlier, 122 prisons, over 3,000 jails, 3,000 county jails, all these prisons, and this is just in the U.S. alone. If you could, brother, you could tell us a little bit about yourself and the work, this great work that you've been assigned and tasked to perform.
Okay, well, first of all, let me correct the title. This summer, Brother Mustafa, the Supreme Captain, came to the laborers meeting and he called my name Abdullah. I talked to the minister and he said, "You over the whole thing." Then he did his hands like this. "You over the whole thing." He said, and the minister said, "He's the only one that makes ministers." I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, the minister said, as far as he's concerned, you're the only prison reform minister because you're the only one he has chosen.
Okay, all right.
So I'm not the director. I am the student national Nation of Islam prison reform minister.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, man. Keep me going. Ask me the question.
Well, let's get into that here. First of all, brother.
Wait, hold.
Okay,
Let
go
me
ahead,
answer
brother.
that second part.
I forgot what you asked me.
Yes, sir. What is your task? What is your ultimate task or goal going into these facilities?
Well, one day the minister looked at me early in my commission and he called me a preacher of freedom, justice, and equality. At one point, he have told the inmates on more than one occasion that I'm an example of not coming back to prison and that they should listen to me. So my job is to get in whatever prison that'll allow me in to deliver the message of the resurrection.
That's right.
The presence of God. The exaltation of the Honorable Elijahmuhammad, and the title of Messiah from the great Messiah Elijahmuhammad descending upon the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Go ahead.
So I don't play games. It's too late in the day. I give it to them just like that.
Yes, sir.
So let me ask you a question. Let me get to the early history, brother Abdullah.
You say what now?
Let me get to some of your early history that led up to where you're at right now.
Led up to where I'm at now?
Yes, sir. Like what he said you went to prison. I thought you had went for 20 years. He said 5. What was it that got you locked up in the first place?
Statute
of limitation, bro.
No, I ain't got to worry about that. Because I definitely wouldn't say if I got to worry about statute of limitation. But no, I lived the street life, man. I sold drugs, used drugs, most specifically heroin. And back in the day, I sold Robitussin syrup. and them pills, they say Bill Cosby was using on them women. But they called them on the west side at that time, it was like they called them 714s. But anyway, whatever the name of them was, I was selling them because I was selling the syrup, and you took the pill with the syrup. And I met a fine woman at a lesbian's house who lived in the same courtway that I'm in. And at that time, Don Juan was coming up, and his teacher was named Parole. And then the third partner was called Big Red. So he's tall as me, light skin with long hair, like Superfly. And so I saw the girl at the, that noise is kind of disturbing. Do y'all hear that?
No, sir.
Y'all don't hear that shuffling and clicking?
Yeah, I do.
Does this sound like some paper?
Okay, well, anyway, I'm going to try to just stay focused. Long story short, I didn't consider myself no pimp. I asked her to go to the show. While she was washing dishes at the lesbian's house, I asked her to go to the show. She said, "What we going to see?" I said, "I don't have the slightest idea. I didn't think about it until I saw you." She said, "Well, you better find out what we going to see." So I took her downtown to the show. So we came back to the lesbian's house. And then she asked me, say, walk me up to Madison Street so I can get a cab. So I said, okay. So she was looking so good. All of the pimps was pulling up to the curb, blowing the horn, trying to talk to her. So we get to Madison. I get her a cab, and she turned around like she was Mr. Big. You know how he gave R. Kelly a pound of money?
Mm-hmm.
So she gave me a pound of money and said, keep this from me until I come back tomorrow. I can't use the language that the lesbian used, but I told her, I said, look, she gave me this money, told me to keep it for her till tomorrow. And she called me a dumb so-and-so, right? And then she called me a nigga. She said, you're a dumb so-and-so and so-and-so. Nigga, that's your money. That's your woman, man. That's your money. That's how I got in the pimp game, not knowing nothing about it. Just got told. But that's, and I was raised properly by my mother. I had chores, got whooped if I wasn't in at the time she said be in, all of that. But I'm the only one that ran away. My other sisters and brothers got degrees, and got one sister still going to college now. But looking back, I think Allah was preparing me for this position that Minister Farrakhan commissioned me to fulfill.
Right.
Go ahead.
When I look back, I always loved my people. I always defended whoever was weak
Go ahead.
among us. As I love my people and stuff, but it's a terrible side of me that I try to hold down.
Mm.
Don't we all?
Huh?
I say, don't we all?
Well, I don't know about y'all. I'm telling you about me.
Come on, black man.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, one day, this is what I'm saying. I believe Allah was preparing me. I lived in a housing project with a sister who happens to be the mother of my, I think he's the oldest son. But the room I slept in was always cold. The radiators that's on the wall were frozen. And I just had me a few covers, and I was the only one that would sleep in that room.
Right.
So one day, the door blew open. Boom! And I was laying down and I was looking at the door, and the force was so strong, it had me like this. And I looked at the door, I said, I don't care how big you are, how ugly you are. Ain't nothing greater in the universe than me. And I don't know what God is, but whatever he is, he put it all in me. And I fought and came up and the door slammed.
Mm.
So I got up and I hollered up in the front room. I said, did y'all hear that? And they said, yeah, what's wrong? I said, nothing. I just want to know that you heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, second experience. I got fed up with the world. I didn't want nothing else to do with the world. So I decided to go home. When I went home, I wanted to hear a particular record by the Temptations called Mother Nature.
Mm-hmm.
When I turned the knob, it didn't click like it normally clicks. And I got mad and cussed the box out for not playing, and I wanted to hear Mother Nature. And in case you never heard it, I told you I was fed up with the world.
Right.
So the words in the song said, Mother Nature, go on and take your course, but take me with you. I want to be free.
Mm-hmm.
Go on, let your sweet wine rush to my head and make me feel fine. Let me stand naked in the sun, hiding from no one. And I was mad as hell because I couldn't hear Dennis Edwards sing that song. So I flopped down in the bed. So I said to myself, I'm going to levitate. So I started breathing in to the count of 5, holding it to the count of 5, breathing out to the count of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Until I got to the count of 30. Breathing in to the count of 30, holding it till the count of 30, and breathing out to the count of 30. And instead of levitating, I shot off through the universe and wind up astro projecting.
Mm.
So I'm sitting on the moon now. And as I'm sitting on the moon, I'm realizing that we've been tricked.
Go ahead.
I'm sitting on the moon and I say to myself, suppose this is the skeleton of the life that once was.
Mm-hmm.
I say, we've been tricked. There ain't no such thing as overpopulation.
Right.
Everybody that's born come from the earth, and everybody that died go back to the same earth. So we've been tricked. How could it be overpopulation?
Mm-hmm.
So I started going so fast, I knew I had to change my breathing because it started feeling like if I didn't go back to my body now, I wasn't going to make it back.
Mm.
Mm.
So now let's skip forward to me living street life, selling drugs, beating people with baseball bats. Understand what I'm saying. I have been on both ends of the gun.
Yes, sir.
So now I get busted selling teas and blues. I don't know what they call them down there in Atlanta and Birmingham.
What was it? What was it? TVs?
Huh?
What'd you get busted for?
But at that moment that led me to the jail, I was selling teas and blues.
Teas and blues.
That's a yellow and blue pill.
Okay.
And somebody convinced me to sell them because they said that you don't have to mix it like you do heroin. It's gonna be good no matter what, because you ain't gotta cut it and do all that mixing.
Yes, sir.
And it's you cook it down and then you inject it intravenously.
Mm.
And so I was selling them, and it happened to be dry in Chicago, and I wound up being the only one that had some left. It was so many tea and blue drug heads around me till I didn't see the police car until it pulled right up in front of me, looking at me standing there with all these pills. Not one pill head said po or nothing, this, that, and other. They want them pills so bad, they stood there until the car was right in front of me, the nose of the car, damn near on my knees, and that's how I got taken in. So I'm mad as hell. I'm telling the police or detectives, I'm telling them how much I hate them. And no, that's how I wound up. I think I'm mixing a couple of stories together, but
well, you good there, brother Apple. You know, so you basically got arrested for selling drugs, but you know that's where you at with it.
I'm trying to get to a point right quick.
Oh yes, sir.
Okay, that was the first one. The next one was my mother convinced me to turn myself in for not going to the draft. And she said she would rather see me in prison than them killing me, because they just left the front door and I had just came in the back. I never seen my mama scared before. And so I wouldn't turn myself in, making a long story short. So anyway, while the government agents or whatever you call them, well, I'm messing this up, man, because now I see it's another arrest. But anyway, the point is, whichever arrest this was, I cussed the black detectives out all the way to the jail. And I told them that if I could, I would shoot you in the back of your so-and-so head.
Wow.
Because I never want to be a three-piece suit wearing, briefcase carrying, jet-age Uncle Tom like you niggas.
Wow.
And I was so mad when I got to the deck at the county jail, I made up in my mind, I'm not doing nothing but what I want to do. And I'm not going to wait. I'm going to try to find out who the leader is, and we're going to get it on right away. So I'm standing there holding the bars, and it's what you call the day room. The television is to my right, halfway between the ceiling and the floor. Then you got wooden tables where we all eat dinner and lunch at, and everybody was in the day room watching TV. So I'm holding the bars, and I'm scanning everybody, looking in everybody's face. So I look over to my right, to my left, and I see a brother staring at me. So I looked in his eyes, and I got ready to turn away. Then I realized I never seen a look in a man's eyes like that before. So in my mind, I say, so you must be the chief. I'd be sitting down right next to you as soon as they knock these damn bars down. We ain't gonna wait. So I went and sat down next to him when they let me in the day room. And I sat on his left-hand side. He turned back to the brothers on his right. And he started teaching from the book of Revelation.
Mm.
And he started telling them that the next president, according to the book of Revelation, is going to be a Christian. And more specifically, a Catholic. And the more he talked, I'm sitting there next to him, I'm saying, man, I'm with this dude, man. I didn't know nobody talk like that. That's the way I talk in deep down inside of me, up under, drug selling, pimping, and all that, right?
Right.
I said, man, I ain't know nobody talk like I'm with this dude, man. So now I done lost track of time listening to him. I don't even know what cell I'm supposed to be in.
Mhm.
So you hear this sound of steel, boom, 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 boom. And everybody stands up. So the brother stand up, he said, what would you do if God walked up to you right now? I said, I wouldn't do nothing. He said, you wouldn't be scared? I said, no, I wouldn't be scared. God, no, I ain't did nothing but what I had to do to survive. And plus me, he wouldn't let me know it's him without a good reason. So he said, so then I take it for granted you can believe God is a man. And I'm still in that other mind, and I'm saying to myself, I got no problem with it. As soon as you try to get me to do something I don't want to do, you're going to find out which man is God.
That's right.
So he said, down this corridor, last cell to your left. The next time you hear that sound, it'll be dinner time and we come out. After dinner, we study a message to the black man. Would you come back to the cell? I said, yes, sir. I went back there to the cell, believed the history of the rise and the fall of the Nation of Islam that he was telling me about, never to fall again.
Mm-hmm.
And my first study group was about the black woman. How a farmer will go out and turn the leaves up and all of that. But how he don't protect his black woman.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my first study. Was
Right.
about the black woman. And he said, the black woman don't belong to you. And I'm saying to my man, he crazy as hell. I got money coming in the mail now. Hell, you mean the black woman don't belong to me? I'm getting paid.
Come on, man.
Then he made a point. He said, when it's time for your woman to go to work, and you say, baby, why don't you stay with me? And soon as she starts telling you what the white man gonna do if she miss another day or if she late again, soon as she starts telling you that means she ain't your woman. She belongs to the white man that's employing her.
Well, you teaching up.
So I said to myself, damn, it's a hell of a point he just made, right?
Right.
So I went to the cell when it was time to lock up. And I broke down and started crying, and everybody up there on the tears could hear me crying, and I was saying, I've been tricked. I've been tricked. I've been tricked. And then I swung on an iron wall. And till this day, I can't tell you the point of impact. I didn't feel no impact. But I swung on a steel wall, full power blow, and dropped to my knees. It was somebody had left a Bible in the cell. I opened up the Bible to Revelation chapter 11. And I can't recite it the way I used to, but it was like, measure the inner court, but not the outer court, because it'll be trodden underfoot for so many days and so many days.
Mm-hmm.
Then a few verses later, it tells you that the beast ascended from the bottomless pit and made war with my two witnesses and my two olive trees. And that they should not harm them.
Mm-hmm.
Let they be harmed in the same way, something like that. But then the next verse, it said that his two witnesses laid dead in the street, and nobody suffered to bury them. And they was making merry and giving in marriage. And then a voice cried out from heaven, "Come up now!" Stood upon their feet, and all that saw them feared them, and at that hour was a great earthquake. So when I came home from prison, I recited Revelation 11 to Brother Minister Farrakhan. His response was, and I was standing in the audience. He was teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And I was standing in the audience near the center
Go ahead.
of the people, and I recited it. And his response was, "I don't know why Allah gave you that, brother."
Mm.
And that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm in the nation, and he teaching somewhere, I can't remember where. Might have been Operation Push. And as he faced the audience, I was to his left upside the wall. And he was teaching and teaching. And then all of a sudden, in the midst of him teaching, he said, "And that voice that cried out from heaven
Mm-hmm.
was the voice of the Honorable Elijahmuhammad." And I knew he was talking to me. I came to attention, popped the salute, then fell back in my guard position.
Mm-hmm.
Praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah.
So that's how I came in the nation.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah, brother. That's a testimony, and I'm so happy that we were able to capture this brother on our show, brother. It's so inspiring. Everybody should go check out Revelation 11. That was very inspiring, brother. We really appreciate that.
Real life story.
Yes, sir. 100%. We're going to take a brief break.
Huh?
I said we're going to take a brief break, and then we're going to go into more of the institution and what's going on behind those enemy lines. But we're just going to take a brief break, brother Jackie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jog Nation. Sorry I couldn't be on the screen. But Jog Nation, we still need your help. We need your support. We thank those who have given towards our prison initiative. We are striving hard to get this final call to our brothers and sisters behind the prison walls. So we're asking you to donate to that cause. Please support. Go to Cash App, Jock Bros, and give. For only $18, you can sponsor one of our brothers and sisters for 90 days. You know, and so we're asking you to give. I mean, $20. What's $20? And you're helping our brothers and sisters receive the knowledge of self, the knowledge of God, the knowledge of our enemy behind the walls, so we can have true rehabilitation going on. So we're asking you to donate to that initiative. This is our prison initiative. Also, if you will, those of you who are on YouTube, please subscribe, share. Those of you on Facebook, please share. Share this with all your friends. Share this to the groups. Share this. definitely we are honored to have our brother Abdullah-Muhammad.
That's right.
And he's giving us his testimony of his journey. So we thank him. We thank Brother Minister James, and we thank you, Jock Nation. So please support. Thank you, Brother Ahmed.
Thank you, sir. Okay, now, Brother Abdullah, in setting up the beachhead behind these walls, what are the most difficulties are you facing in your prison ministry in getting to the brothers and sisters who are reaching out to get this word?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for the last 2.5 years, the difficulty has been COVID-19.
Yes, sir.
So the prison's been on lockdown up here.
And here.
And Stateville, where I taught at every Monday, is still on lockdown. I think the chaplain told me they are letting them out the cell to walk the yard, but no volunteers are being allowed to come in. At the Cook County Jail, where I teach that almost every day of the week, except when I have to travel to another prison or something out of town, they are just now processing my paperwork to reestablish religious services for the Nation of Islam.
Yes, sir.
So before I came on the show, I got a call from the West Coast. So the inmate the brothers on the inside is turning in their proposal for me to come out there to teach in the prison where they at.
Yes, sir.
And the brother that's in communication with them just got out after serving 31 years. And when he was on the inside, he invited me to come out there and come in. So I feel pretty confident that I'm gonna be coming out to the West Coast.
Yes, sir. Brother James, you spoke earlier. You spoke earlier about how the impact that the Nation of Islam makes in the different prisons that we visit. But I'm wondering, why is it that, like, in a state like Georgia, where I'm at, why do we receive so much opposition? Why do you think we receive, opposition like we have been receiving, of us coming into the prison system?
I think it's just what you just said, the impact that we make. Out of the 35 of the prisons in Georgia, state-owned, private property, private prisons. Private prisons have the right, they can make their own decisions. But the state prisons, they banned us as well because, by it being a Republican state, they have us down as, people that just can't come in, terrorists. They have us down that we can't come in there. So I think that them not allowing us in there, I don't want to make this sound crazy, but it's almost like no master want to see anybody trying to uplift their slaves mentality.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Well, I had a question about the about something in that area as well. Maybe you and Brother Abdullah can attack this one. The brothers are going in one way, but now inside the prison, so we're feeding their minds, we're getting them to read, we're getting them to free their minds, but then I know we have fasting, but the food that they're being given in the prison, they try to give them drugs, not illegal drugs, but needles and pills and all these different things. How do the brothers inside protect themselves as far as the food and the medical? Because they still have to depend on the state.
This was Brother Abdullah.
Yes, sir. when you in captivity like that, if you don't have loved ones that are sending you money where you could shop off the commissary and buy the best possible food you could buy, then it's nothing really that you can do without anybody on the outside making sure you got what you need to make the best purchases that you can make.
That's right.
Now, the prison today is different from when I was in. I was eating every other day, and vegetables and fruit, and I would trade my chicken and whatever kind of meat they had for their fruit and vegetables. I don't know, because here in Chicago, in the county jail, they don't even serve them hot dinners. It's sandwiches.
That's right.
You know what I mean? No, no, not dinner. So you have to make your mind up to survive, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Islam comes when all else fails.
Teach.
That's right.
Teach.
Come on.
Teach.
You know.
I have a question. Go ahead, Uncle. So I have a question. So I know earlier you were saying that when you go into the prisons that the word, just the word alone, motivate or inspire positive change into our brothers and sisters behind bars while they're still behind bars. But once they get out of jail, I know a few that got released. They did their time and came out, and they didn't really have they didn't really have anything set up for them when they got out of jail.
Go ahead.
My question to you is what, if any, are there any programs that our brothers that come out of jail, what can they get into? What do the nation provide?
Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said the mosque is our halfway house.
Okay.
So you mentioned one of the things I'm thinking is the people you talking about didn't do anything to prepare themselves to come home.
Go ahead.
Now, let me tell you what Elijahmuhammad said. He said, preachers, you are making a poor job of trying to reform your people. Why do not they come to me? When they come to me, you see a difference in their actions.
Teach, bro. Teach.
In their talk and the way that they dress, because it is the spirit and the power of Allah God in the truth that I teach them, and they change themselves.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
I didn't give a second thought to what the nation gonna do for me when I got out. All I did was accept the message, had never seen Minister Farrakhan, had never seen Elijahmuhammad, and we got attacked 20-something men against me, Leotis, 20 men against 3 of us, and one of us got stabbed. And then when the fight broke out, the gang leaders' men put their backs to the bars and wouldn't even fight us, wouldn't even help them. So when I came home from teaching up there in the prison, I was an inmate, but I was teaching what I accepted. When I came home, the thought never entered my mind, what is the nation gonna do for me?
Come on now.
When I came home, I asked them, what do y'all need me to do?
Okay.
Teach.
All right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And Allah, like I got chose out in the street, every post I've ever had in the nation was because the minister chose me to hold the post, even as a drill instructor, where I formulated the team and won the first drill championship for Chicago under Minister Farrakhan.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a no excuse man.
Come on now.
I had 11 children, 10 of them went to MUI.
Mm-hmm.
I sold fruit bags on the corner for $1 and put my children through school. And I was praying because it was wintertime to Allah to help me. And one of the customers pulled up to the curb. She said, line your fruit boxes with newspaper. Then sit the box with the fruit in it on top of a box. Only hold up one bag and we'll buy every one of them from you.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So I was the only fruit man in the winter storms.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And they bought every bag.
Mm-hmm.
Then, while I'm on the way back with the fruit, is when I prayed to Allah to secure me. And guess what I saw? An 18-wheeler turning in front of me. And it was the Leotis fleet, the brother that taught me Islam. Because the first 18-wheelers, I think it was about 9 of them, the minister bought them and paid cash and named the whole fleet Leotis fleet because he always wanted to set up a route.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
So I'm a no excuse man.
Mm-hmm.
Do something for yourself.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Come on now.
Don't come home no dependent and then reject the word because nobody had a job for you when you got there.
Come on, brother.
Come on now.
Come on, brother.
The word is sufficient. You heard what Elijahmuhammad said?
Yes, sir.
Come on now.
Because it is the spirit and the power of Allah God in the truth that I teach them, and they change themselves. Islam comes to reform the so-called Negro and save him from God's destruction of the enemy devil. If carried into practice by you and me, will eradicate all such thing as slums because it is people who create slums.
Come on now.
Did that sound familiar?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's self-improvement, the basis for community development.
Yeah, absolutely.
Building people and not buildings, but building human beings.
Go ahead, brother. You're teaching, brother. You're teaching it.
So I come home with that kind of mind, that kind of heart. A fighter for Islam before I even seen Minister Farrakhan.
Mm-hmm. Praise be to Allah.
So I don't accept no weak excuse.
Yes, sir.
Come on now.
So I don't know if I answered you, but
You did.
Yeah, you answered it.
Yes, sir.
okay.
You did. And a great job at that.
Yes, sir. 100%.
Very clear.
Praise be to Allah.
Once the word reaches the brothers and sisters behind bars, they have to now adapt to these rules and regulations and study habits inside. But when they come home, is there a kind of, they're looking at the people in the world now once they come home, and they may see, okay, everybody's not studying like how we were studying. Everybody's not fasting like how we was fasting, you know. But there's a strong bond when you're behind the closed doors. And now when we get in the world, it's everybody's doing their own thing.
So when you join the Nation of Islam, the Quran, then the Honorable Elijahmuhammad called it a handle that don't break off.
That's right.
So what I look like saying, I bear witness there's no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Warithdeenmohammed, and that the Honorable Elijahmuhammad is his messenger Messiah, exalted Christ and Mahdi, and then the title descends on Minister Farrakhan. If I believe in my chain of command, the only concern I got about the people that ain't practicing what I'm practicing is that the minister told me to look in the mirror and say you're a savior, deliverer, and a redeemer, and try to get him what I got for myself.
Yes, sir.
Don't no Muslim worry about what the people of the world is doing. That's why you got a problem after they let you out. Because you didn't do nothing to prepare yourself for the world.
Go ahead.
If you did that, they couldn't pressure you into committing another crime, taking a chance of going back.
Go ahead.
If you believe what Elijahmuhammad teaches, that the black man is God.
Come on now.
If you that weak where you worried about what everybody else is doing and they ain't tight as we was on the inside, if that's what you worried about, you'll probably wind up back on the inside because you ain't got no internal force.
Teach it, man.
To keep you from crushing from the external force.
Go ahead, teach it, man. Just go ahead, teach it.
So I'm a warrior, man. I don't want to hear nothing.
Go ahead, man.
Grab down, submit to do the will of God, and he'll bless you the way he blessed me. I told you, my faith, even to my marriage and my 11 children and my 19 grandchildren.
Come on.
I was on the bus on my way to work at the Minister Farrakhan's personal home 40 years ago, selling the final call paper. And I prayed to Allah before I got on the bus, because they was putting sisters on posts next to me. And I didn't see none of the sisters as wife material. They was my sisters. So by them trying to put sisters around me and trying to force a relationship or urge a relationship, I started praying to Allah. I prayed to Allah, I said, dear Savior Allah, show me my wife in a way that I can't make a mistake.
Go ahead.
And when I woke up, was about to open my eyes that morning.
Come on, brother. Come on.
It was like a little electric sound, like that. And I saw a sister with a white headpiece on, with her back to me, flowered house dress that went down to the middle of her calves. And it was other women in the environment, like they was out by the river or something, washing clothes or something. And when I looked at her legs, I said, man, she's strong. So now I'm on the bus, selling the final call. The bus driver tell me I can't sell the paper on the bus. but he had a picture of poster board of Virginia Slims offering our people
Come on now.
40 cancer causing compounds in each cigarette alone. But I can't sell the final cost. So I started teaching about the white man is the devil. He called the police on me. So the police came to get me off. And they said, we're not going to arrest you, just step out. I said, hold on, I haven't finished my point. And I started back to teaching on white man is the devil. Right?
Go ahead, Brother Abdullah.
So then he said, we're not going to arrest you, we're going to put you on another bus. And I finished my point. And so when I'm coming off the bus, a sister comes off the bus. And I say, sister, I don't think that they talking to you. She said, well, they don't want you on this goddamn bus. They don't want me on it. She's the mother of my children and 19 grandbabies.
Come on, man.
I prayed to Allah to show me in a way I can't make a mistake.
That's right. That's right.
So I don't have no excuses for nobody.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Face difficulty until you overcome and is blessed with ease.
I have a question, sir. So, it's really two questions. So one question is, when a person gets out of, get released from jail, is there a way that they can contact you or one of your regional assistants, I guess, for some more guidance once they hit the streets? And that's one question. And two, if there are other brothers out here that inspire to help you out in the prison ministry, is there a route they got to take or a format they got to take to be able to help you in that regards?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's 2 or 3 different twists in your question. If you in the Nation of Islam and you want to become a prison ministry assistant, we have registration forms for you to fill out. The Minister Farrakhan, he requires a DVD or audio of what you would preach if he give you permission to go into prison. One goes to him, one comes to me. And you have to be patient because the minister is dealing with a whole world, but he still finds time to direct and guide us.
That's right.
Now, if you're not in the nation, we have a form, the incarcerated form, for you to fill out, and we can work out something for you to donate your skills, gifts, and talents to assist in furthering the goals and accomplishing the goals of the Nation of Islam National Prison Reform Ministry.
Go ahead.
How much time we got?
About 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Well, let me say this. Have you ever heard the minister say that a third of the Quran was for another man?
Yes, sir.
That's what the Honorable Elijahmuhammad told him. Well, in these 10 minutes, I want you to listen to his heart and what's on his mind from the Holy Quran. He said, "O my people, see you if I have clear proof from my Lord, and he has given me a goodly sustenance from himself, and I desire not to act in opposition to you in that which I forbid you. I desire nothing but reform." You hear that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I desire nothing but reform so far as I am able, and with none but Allah is the direction of my affair to a right issue. In him I trust, and to him I turn. At the Cook County Jail, Minister Farrakhan said that he don't take orders from the government or white people. He said he take orders only from Allah.
Go ahead.
And then he said, if I have clear proof from my Lord, what's clearer than in the name of the Honorable Elijahmuhammad resurrecting the Nation of Islam? What's clearer than that? What's clearer proof, man? I'm talking to y'all.
No, clear proof.
No, sir.
There's no. Yes, sir, brother.
So we got a man that has given us clear proof and only desire reform for us, and he named this department the Nation of Islam Prison Reform Ministry.
Come on now.
Who else got a program besides the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in the name of Elijahmuhammad? Who else got a point number 5? Want all of the incarcerated to be turned over to us?
Come on now.
Come on.
Right?
Who else got a point number 5?
Nobody.
Nobody, sir. No one, sir.
They got a plan to save our whole nation.
Go ahead.
They got their individual program and scared to take a stand.
Come on, man.
Look how they did Kyrie Irving because he became a Muslim and wouldn't compromise.
Go ahead. Teach us, man. Teach us, brother.
The white man hates strength. Father James smacked me in the back of the head, so I had to tag him.
Come on
So
now.
I got put out of Catholic school. You know what they told me? We cannot allow the example that you set to exist on campus. So you either transfer or we putting you out. Now I want to make this point. My point on that was I learned that the white man can't stand strength in a black man.
Go ahead.
He can't stand it. They took me off the street, had me in the back of a police car, and they was busting me in the top of my head with the blackjack, and I could tell if they hit me any harder, I could lose consciousness. Now I'm handcuffed, they take the gun, and they hit me in my forehead with it like that. Then they put it up under my chin, push my head back. I'm thinking I'm talking inside myself. I didn't know I was talking out loud. I tell God, if I had known you would let me die like this, with my hands cuffed behind my back, where I ain't able to deliver a blow in defense of my own life.
That's right.
If I had known that, I would have killed my mother so-and-so self. Them hunkies scream like, I don't want to offend the sisters, but they sounded like women.
Come on now.
That's right.
They hard. This nigga ain't scared. This nigga ain't scared. I don't want to waste time on the rest of the story, but some other people came and they cut me loose, and I'm still here.
Praise Allah.
But Allah didn't put fear in me like that.
No, man.
I was getting ready to, I was checking God for even allowing me to be in a situation where I can't defend myself.
That's right.
So I want to close out on Minister Farrakhan.
Please, come on, brother.
Minister Farrakhan. Let me see. Okay. I must not have some of it. Listen to this.
Yes, sir.
In the book of Isaiah, chapter 61, verses 1 and 2, the scripture reads, "The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek." Now, in bold letters, bold black letters, it says, "He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, and to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn." The black community needs a comfort.
That's right.
For there's much mourning, much sadness, much grief, and much loss in our community.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now listen to this. But the thing that I wanted to stress in these verses of the Bible is that somebody is talking here. You hear that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
He says somebody is talking here. The definition of somebody is a person of position and importance.
Go ahead.
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
The definition of here, I'm going to skip some of them and just go right to it.
Take your time, soldier.
It says, in or at this place. I thought it was another definition I wanted to use. Okay, I found it. Definition number 3 of here in Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Now listen to this definition. In the present life or state on earth. So Minister Farrakhan recites Isaiah 61. Then say, I want to lay stress on somebody is talking here. He's telling you that he's the body that's talking and fulfilling those verses under the name Isaiah.
Go ahead, man.
So later on in Isaiah, it says, behold my servant whom I uphold, mine elect in whom my soul does delight.
Teach, man.
He will open blinded eyes of the prisoner and bring those that sit in darkness out of the prison houses.
Mm-hmm.
I already made mention to our program point number 5.
Mm-hmm.
What we got to remember is Elijahmuhammad said Allah came to reform the black man.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else but a God can do it.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
We lost everything, man.
Yes, sir.
If they gave us a ticket right now, we wouldn't know who to go back to in Africa.
That's right.
That's right.
We've been totally destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So the reform of the black man starts with the true and proper education of who is God,
Mm-hmm.
who are we,
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
and who is our enemy.
Yes, sir.
Now, further on, it says that all of them are snared in holes, held in prison. A snare is a trap. A snare don't set itself, does it?
No, sir.
A human being is the setter of the trap.
Mm.
Crack cocaine is an enticement to lead you into the trap.
Yes, sir.
Where you can't get out right away because they planned to have you sentenced to, how you say it, Brother Jan? I forgot the words. Maximum, mandatory minimum.
Right.
After they entice you, rob you of the knowledge of your God and yourself,
Right.
trick you into the trap,
Mm.
and got you out there saying that you trapping.
Trapping.
Well, the government can trap you, so what now? And then the verses after that,
Mm-hmm.
after they trap you, it said, and none says to restore.
Mm.
It ain't in their mind to reform you.
Come on,
It
brother.
ain't in their mind to restore you because they don't have the ability to restore you. But whoever got the ability, they want to use their media and everything to make you think your friend is your enemy.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
But they're not going to be able to put the light of truth out that's coming out of the minister's mouth.
That's right.
Because now he's not just a messenger and a warner, he's a light-giving son.
Go ahead. That's right.
Yes, sir.
And his voice is the voice of the second Adam with the quickening spirit.
Mm-hmm.
In the study guide, the resurrection, it tells you, he tells you that Allah has the power to make complete a home make even to the fingertips.
Mm.
In Ezekiel, in the valley of dry bones, they say our hope is lost, our bones are dry. We are cut off for our parts.
That's right.
Islam unifies.
Come on. Come on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So basically, I just wanted y'all to know that when you listen to part 24
Right.
of the time and what must be done, the someone talking there is the real Isaiah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The
Thank you.
Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
That's right.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, brother. Thank you, bro. Oh, praise be to Allah. Thank you, brother Abdullah, for coming on and blessing. Yes, thank you, brother, for blessing us.
Oh, thank you.
With not only your experience, but your wisdom and knowledge that's been guiding brothers and sisters and helping out for so many years. We at the closing of our show, we just had to get some final words from Brother James, Brother Kawi, and Brother Jackie. Brother James?
I just want to thank you, brothers, for allowing me to be on here. I was able to hear something from Brother Abdullah. I ain't get to see him. I hope I get to see him in the next few days. I'm just excited by this, and thank you, brothers, for having this program out there, out here. And I'm glad that I found out about it so that I can definitely be on it more and put it on my social media so other people can come on and hear what you brothers have. Thank you, Brother Abdullah. I thank Allah for all that he put you through so I can learn this message today. So I thank Allah. Thank you, brothers. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Love you too, bro. Love you too, Brother Kawi.
Yes, sir. So, of course, you know, I've been, I really appreciate you coming on the show, brother, and just gracing us and blessing us with the knowledge and your experiences. I'm gonna be honest with you. When you first started telling your story, you lost me for a minute, but then when you connected the story with the spirituals, oh man, it turned out to be a great story, and I learned a lot. I mean, you was basically built for this post that you're on right now. You know, you was made for this, and I really appreciate the passion in which you lead the prison reform ministry. The passion, you got this. You know, you do it with a lot of spirit. You got the spirituals down, but your passion speaks for itself. And I just, you know, I just appreciate you coming on to the show now. And I just, you know, wish that the prison ministry grow bigger than what it currently is. They have the right man. They had the right man in the post. Thank you, sir.
Right. That's right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Now, don't forget to send me $5.
Yes, sir. Brother Jackie?
Yes, sir. All right, brother minister, brother Captain Abdullah. Thank you for your strength, brother. Thank you for your guidance. You know, definitely letting us know what we need to do for our brothers and sisters behind bars. You know, we need to send them something so that they can make better decisions on purchasing things for themselves. But I love the way you made no excuse, though. You let us know it's no excuse. And when we come home, you know, everything is still on us. Those of us who come home from the belly of the beast is still on us. But we have to come home to that somebody who's here to preach, as you eloquently demonstrated, brother. So thank you, Minister Abdullah. We appreciate your presence. Brother James, thank you, sir, for coming on like you did, brother. Excellent, brother. Hard worker in the state of Georgia, getting it in. So we appreciate you too, brother. Thank both of y'all for the great work that you all are doing with our brothers and sisters behind those enemies' walls. So may Allah continue to bless both of you, and may Allah strengthen and keep you.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir. Brother Abdullah.
Yes, sir.
NOI, National Prison Reform Ministry.org is a good website for brothers and sisters to join on to send you information.
Yeah, and yes, sir. They could do that, and they can also use the Nation of Islam's
info.
Yeah, tell it to them for me, because right now my mind is.
Oh yes, sir. You see, that's there you go, Ahmed. That's the one.
Yeah,
you use the info NOI.
NOI.org. What are you saying? NOI.org.
Information NOI prisonreform@gmail.com.
PRM@gmail.com. And then Facebook.
That's it right there. Yeah.
Right.
Now, if we get a bag of money, where could we send it to?
Oh yeah. Come on with it.
Where could we send this bag of money?
I sent you, Brother Kali, one of y'all, I sent y'all the link. And I asked y'all to make sure they knew how to donate as a guest.
Oh, that's the
Which one of y'all I sent it to?
That's the TNP. That's the NOI TNP.
Right. And I asked y'all to sign, and what I sent you said, sign up as a guest to donate to NOI Prison Reform Ministry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay, we're gonna put that up right now.
Was that the one I just had up?
Negative.
Oh, sorry. My apologies.
You can. It's also ways you can contact the Prison Reform Department in the Final Call newspaper every week.
Yes, sir.
With the information how you can make donations is in the Final Call on that page with Brother Abdullah, where you can make donations to the Prison Reform Ministry. And if you are a registered member of the Nation of Islam, all you have to do is go see your secretary and ask your secretary if you can make that. Let your secretary know that you want to make a donation to the Prison Reform. And you can send it through your secretary department, or you can go on, as you see there, your TNP, your Nation of Islam Nation program, and there's a section on there for the Prison Reform Department. You can make a donation there as well.
Right. And can I say one thing?
Yes, sir.
I didn't really hear y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Come on, man. Yes, sir.
You know, I just wanted y'all to hear this one point. I told you about my spiritual astral projection to the moon, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I said, while sitting there, what if this was the skeleton of the life that once was?
Mm-hmm.
When I came home, I read the flag of Islam, and the moon is the skeleton of the life that once was on earth.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's all I want to say on that.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Yes,
you,
sir. You're gonna leave us with that.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna have to have a part 2 then. If you leave us with that, then we're gonna have to go study, and we're gonna have to have you on for part 2.
That's right.
Okay. Well, I'm available, man. I'm really glad that you all even thought of me. And I really feel blessed and energized. I'm not nervous. I'm not scared.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel good.
Go ahead. Praise be to Allah.
And I did the one thing I wanted to do was make sure you saw Minister Farrakhan as he is in Scripture while he's fulfilling it. And once we find him and know him, then we are part of fulfillment.
Yes, sir.
So like Isaiah said in 42, behold my servant.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm blessed to be commissioned by Elijahmuhammad's servant.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And so when I go in, that's basically what I'm doing, telling them what servant to behold.
There you go. Like that.
So that's all I got to say tonight, man. I just hope what I said really,
brother,
really is substantive enough.
You hit us with the word, brother. You hit us with the word, and
thank you.
And our viewers are on. They all been responding, and we all love you, brother, and everything you've done for us. We'd love to talk to you, have you on again. All those viewers who's watching, please take time out of your schedule. Yes, sir. Take time out of your schedule to support Mr. Abdullah and all the prison ministries, wherever you live, wherever you are, that our brothers and sisters need reform. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Hold up, Ahmed, before you close out. Abdullah, we got this gift for you. You and Brother James. This is your certified Jock Nation. You get your bow tied, brother. So we gotta send that information to you now. we get you. Yeah. It's your certified bow tie, sir. You're part of Jock Nation.
That's a big man.
Bro, yes, Abdullah, you wear that tie, you get direct access anywhere, brother. Anywhere.
Hey, that's why I started to come on your show since y'all in Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
I started to come on your show with me a Kango cap, right, some dog, black dog glass, a grill with one gold tooth, and my cane.
Yes.
And when y'all asked me,
not the one gold.
Black man and woman be reformed, I was gonna Lil John you and say, hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother. Thank you all for joining on. Thank you, brother James. Thank you, brother Abdullah. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum.